It is January the 3rd. It's a Monday here in the UK, it's a bank holiday, and I go back to work tomorrow. Even though this is going up at the end of January, I'm sure many of you can relate to that back to work or back to school, wherever it might be, feeling. But I can't really complain because I do enjoy my day job and I was lucky enough to have a decent break over the holidays. We saw lots of family over Christmas, the Guinea Pigs came with us and everyone is doing okay. Lyra, fingers crossed, is still okay. We have got some vet visits lined up this month, so those will be in the vlog and you'll get an update on Lyra's health. So I've just finished filming some videos in the piggy room today and I've been waiting to film this vlog so that I can open something, and it is their latest Haybox order. If you're in the UK and you fancy trying Haybox out, then you can find my referral link in the description below and that will get you 10% off, I think, on £20, so it's fairly decent. I had to spend £20, so I got their normal Timothy blend hay, and then I thought I would give this one a go, which is their soft cut. Putting some close-ups, it is nice and soft, it's what I expected. I'm going to pop it in the cage and oh, there's some flowering things in there as well. Hi, what's this? Hello? So you can't really tell in this shot, but Lyra's hair is actually growing back. It's a bit patchy. I'm going to take it as a good sign. She's just got this little fuzz going on at the moment, which is really, really cute. We need to give you your medicine soon, don't we, darling? So it's the next day and please forgive the hay explosion which has occurred in the cage. It's just everywhere, even though we swept up this morning, didn't we? So right now I'm just off to the vets with Lyra. She's had this appointment scheduled since before Christmas and it's a sort of checkup one. Personally, I think she has improved over the last week or so. She's gained weight and she does seem a bit brighter in herself, and you're coming to say hello, aren't you? I did ring them this morning and I am actually also going to be taking Pedro with me just now. Pedro has been slightly off his food lately. Are you just going to ignore us? There you are. I gave him a checkup this morning after I rang the vets and I did actually find a lump in his neck. So I'm going to see what the exotics vet thinks of that. Are we home after your adventures? When I said there were going to be vet visits this month, I really didn't expect as many as we ended up having. Pedro has been 3 times and Lyra has been twice, and we have had everything done possible almost. We've dealt with lumps, heart scans, x-rays and blood tests and had several interesting diagnoses. So I thought I would just run through everything, share our experiences, and hopefully it will be helpful for all of you piggy owners out there. So where do I start? We'll go with Lyra first, and as you know, she went for a checkup at the beginning of the month. This was just for the local vets to see how she was getting on, and she had been fairly active and bright and had not lost any weight on the run up to that checkup, so they were quite pleased and they said I could stop giving her the diuretic. But ultimately I knew I needed the heart scan and possibly x-rays as well to give me more answers on whether there was anything going on with her heart, which is what I suspected there could be. So we decided to go and see the other guinea pig specialist, and we had heart scans done and an x-ray too, and they showed us some interesting results. So the heart scan firstly actually showed a fairly normal heart. The walls of the heart were the right thickness and there was a right amount of space in each of the 4 chambers. So we didn't need heart medicine at that point. Instead, what the x-ray showed up was some signs of a deeper infection that Lyra wasn't quite able to shift, and she had been on a course course of antibiotics before Christmas, but we actually opted to put her on a longer course of this one, which is the sulfur trim, and she's going to be on this for 6 weeks, as well as Metacam, which is your sort of standard pain relief medication. And that's the first time I've been prescribed with a really long course of antibiotics like that, but I had read that it could be necessary for some deeper set infections on the internet, so I was quite happy to say yes, let's go ahead and try it. And Lyra is still on that. I think she's in her 3rd week of it now, and Lyra's been up and down with it really. She has overall lost a little bit of weight, and especially last week I did get a bit worried about her, so I contacted the vet partly to ask if she could send the x-rays, and also mentioned that I was a bit worried and was there anything else we could do. And this led to the vet comparing this year's x-ray with the one that we did last year, because around this time last year Lyra was poorly and had an x-ray. And although the heart was fairly normal on the scan, what the x-ray showed us is that overall it had increased in size, and that alone can be a sign of heart disease, as well as the signs and symptoms that we were seeing in Lyra's behaviour. So with this extra bit of information, we are trialling her on one of the heart medicines, and it is called Vetmedin, and its normal name is Pimabendin, and it is a dog medicine, but it can be given in guinea pigs as well. So Lyra's been on this for the last couple of days, and the only thing that I've noticed really is maybe she's a little bit more active, but she is a bit wobbly on her feet, and that's giving me a little bit of worry and anxiety, and I've asked the vet about it. She says it's probably not down to the medicine, see if the signs continue. So we don't know whether we're out of the woods yet really with Lyra. I really hope we can get her stable and buy some more time with her, but we'll just have to see how things go. And this is why I'd really love to know about your own experiences with heart pigs, with piggies that have been on the Vetmedin. How have they reacted to it? Have you seen an obvious change when you've given the medicine? How long have they been on the medicine for? Just general experiences, I'd really love to know. So if you want to share in the comments below, I will be reading them all, and I will get back to anyone who does so. Okay, so with Lyra we had sort of chest infections, possible heart disease, we've had a heart scan and x-rays and antibiotics and stuff. With Pedro it's been a slightly different story, but nonetheless stressful, and it all started with that checkup where I brought him along with Lyra, and you'll remember me saying that I felt a lump under his neck. Now there was definitely a lump there, and the vet said the best thing to do was to aspirate it, where they do put a fine needle into it and draw some of the inside out, a little sample that they can then send off to the lab. So we did just that, and I was really surprised that the vets managed to do it conscious, because Pedro is a bit of a wriggle pig, but bless him, he seemed okay when he came home, and a few days later we got the results. And they were interesting. So the lump was actually a hematoma, which is a buildup of blood following an old injury. That was surprising because maybe it suggests the lump had been there for longer than when I first noticed it, and also that it wouldn't necessarily contribute to him feeling poorly or losing weight. So we had to do more testing, and the vet suggested x-rays and blood tests. I was scared, but the vet assured me that they hadn't ever had a problem with taking bloods from a guinea pig and then being under anaesthetic, mainly because they're not actually under for that long, so the risk is relatively low. So I had to leave Pedro at the vet's and go away and have a very stressful wait in a car park for a couple of hours whilst I was trying to work, but I kept looking at my mobile, praying for it to ring and it to be all okay. This is my life right now, taken over by vet visits and worrying about guinea pigs. So Pedro's just had his bloods done, he's had an x-ray. The vet is in theatre at the minute, so I'm gonna take him home, and then I'm gonna be able to speak to her a bit later on about the results. Setting off back, another 2-hour drive ahead of us. Got some lettuce on the go. I wish you'd eat as much hay as you eat lettuce. The vet did ring. She said that the x-ray was completely fine, except it showed a possible bladder stone. Bladder stones can be fairly-ish common in piggies, and they can be more of a problem for males because they can struggle to pass them. But it looked relatively small, and she didn't think it was anything to worry about for now. So there's just that to bear in mind. She also said that she had a really good look at his back teeth, and they were slightly overgrown on one side at the bottom. So these were filed settled down, but again, she didn't think it was anything that would make him feel poorly. So we just had to wait to see if the blood tests would give us any answers. And interestingly, they did. So at the moment, we know that Pedro has something called hyperthyroidism. As part of the blood tests, they test the level of thyroxine in the blood, which is a hormone released by the thyroid gland in the neck, funnily enough. Nothing to do with the other lump that was there. It is a gland that can kind of get growths on it, and the hormones can go a bit out of control and lead to this hyperthyroidism, which can give the guinea pigs more energy and make them eat more while still losing weight. Pedro's symptoms weren't exactly matching, but it was definitely a possibility for him, and the blood test showed that his thyroxine levels were really high. Apparently, guinea pigs are normally around 14 to 16, and Pedro scored 90. So that's a lot. And weirdly, even though we haven't got the medicine for the thyroid yet, Pedro has been doing better over the last few days. As far as I know, hyperthyroidism isn't a life-limiting condition, and it will just be that he has to have the medicine for the rest of his life, but hopefully he will still have a long, happy and healthy life. But again, I'd love to know your own experiences, if your guinea pigs have ever had anything like this, and what steps you went through with your vet. That's what we've been dealing with this month. Expensive vet visits, feeding 2 guinea pigs, medicines morning and night, and syringe feeds in between because I've been worried about them losing weight. And to be honest, it's not been easy at all. As someone who gets anxious about things in general, it has been a really stressful month. Whenever guinea pigs or other pets get poorly, you can sort of feel a bit lost and question things and wonder whether you're doing the right thing. But I can tell you that having a vet that you trust makes a massive difference. And for all piggy owners out there, please try and find a vet who is experienced with guinea pigs. And when you've got a vet you can trust, you can feel so much safer in the knowledge that you are going to do the right thing. And yes, there are going to be grey areas and different options for treatment and diagnosis, and there are going to be some things that it's down to you to make the final call on. But we have to commit to a decision, and with our vet's advice, all we can try and do is the best thing for our piggies. So if you're looking out and caring for your piggies or any other pets, whether it's getting them through a short-term illness or dealing with a longer-term health condition, then I'm with you. Just remember that you're doing a great job and you're being the best owner that you can be. I feel like that's a good place to leave this vlog, so I'm going to leave you with some footage of building my new terrarium because the plant obsession is real and it lives on. As ever, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Please leave your comments below, and if you haven't already, then please consider subscribing. We will see you in the next video. Bye bye!